I have a question for you. How do you stop being a doormat? It's simple. Get off the floor. This is BethWe in the Koinonia Kitchen, and I want to talk to you today about healthy self-esteem. Why? Because having healthy self-esteem is a struggle for many of us. Somewhere in our histories, there was a person, somebody we gave authority to, that let us know we did not measure up. And we came to believe that their standards were the universal standards that we must follow. We had to aspire to those standards. We focused on being who they said would make us worthy, in hopes that we'd become acceptable. And we lived with fear and trepidation that we'd never be enough. When we were doing that, guys, we ditched our true selves in search of a false self that would meet all those standards. You know, I think that low self-esteem is tied to false beliefs. They're beliefs about ourselves, but we've tied our wagons to this star, and the star isn't even a star. We've hitched our wagon to a false belief, and we need to face it and confront it and challenge it. If we live what we believe, even if the belief isn't true, what are we going to get? Belief overshadows truth in our minds. The instigator of the lie may be long dead and gone. Whoever told you that you weren't enough, or that you didn't do something right, or that you'd never measure up, or that you were stupid, or that you weren't pretty, or whatever it is you heard. That person may be dead, but they're still alive in your brain talking to you all the time. And you've lost your vision and version of what's true. I have friends that see themselves in pictures when they were in high school, and they're like, wow, I was really pretty. I didn't know that back then. And I understand. It's a weird self-esteem. Maybe somebody said you weren't as pretty as fill in the blank, and that meant you weren't pretty at all. Or maybe you saw yourself in a mirror and you couldn't see what we saw in the photographs that we're looking at 20 years later. But the deal is this. If we're living by standards that aren't even ours, we're going to have low self-esteem because the self isn't being expressed. The self is being oppressed by someone else's standards. So how do we overcome it? I'm going to give you a few ideas that I think you can follow and overcome this fight you're having with your self-esteem. Number one, I want you to challenge the negative comments that go on in your head. When you hear yourself refer to yourself as like less than, call yourself out. Say out loud, that is not true. Start by becoming aware of how often you talk yourself down in your head. And whenever you do it, say out loud, that is not true. The second thing I want you to do is pay attention to who is around you regularly. Are they kind and compassionate, or are they controlling and demeaning? You need to surround yourself with love so that self-love becomes more comfortable. Soon, self-love will become habitual. It will be a habit, and eventually, it will become a way of life. Just like the false belief you're fighting, this love may come first from other people. Try out things like 12-step groups, Bible studies, creative hobbies, athletic groups. Remove the negative voices around you whenever possible. Maybe it's where you live. Maybe you're still living with a parent, or maybe you're living with someone who just is always in a bad mood. Move. Change it. If you don't like how you feel about yourself, pay attention to who you're hanging out around. The third thing I want you to do, take care of your body. Take good care of your body, your soul, and your spirit. Recognize the three natures in your makeup. Each of these areas needs regular exercise, quality food, and intentional rest. When you say, what kind of food can I feed my spirit? Read a morning meditation that soothes you. What kind of food can I feed my mind? What are you watching on television? Pay attention. Each area, body, soul, and spirit, They all need regular exercise, quality food, and intentional rest. Develop some new strategies to build yourself up in each of those areas. Number 4, I want you to seek therapy. When the lie is really deep, you might need professional help. Consider a therapist that practices one of these things: EMDR, NET, or CBT. These are 3 therapy vehicles with specific approaches to go deep and help you uncover what started that false belief and help you pull it out like it's a weed coming out of the garden of your mind. So seek therapy. Don't be afraid. Seek therapy. You are so worth it. And the 5th thing I want you to do, I want you to pray for new thinking. God can and will renew our minds if He sought. Getting started may be the most difficult part of the healing process, but you can go for it because God will be with you, and God wants you to have the right mindset. You are so worthy to be free of these chains of deception. If you're struggling with self-esteem and you don't want to be a doormat anymore, it's simple. You just have to get off the floor. I hope you're feeling better because you had a listen. Good Seed Podcast is powered by the BethWe nonprofit ministry based in Vero Beach, Florida. Our goal is to start the uncomfortable conversations that turn complacency into action and despair into hope. Connect, communicate, and thrive with us. Check us out online at BethWe.com.